Welcome back to part 2 of the Chapter 5 lecture for your ALH 3 pharmacology class. We left off on this slide, and I think the last part got cut off, so I'm just going to start there. We were talking about the drug label, and it's important to note that the pharmacists translate the Latin abbreviation into English for the patient when they're explaining what is being taken and how to be taken. So if it said, let me just give you an example. If the prescription that the provider wrote said BID on the actual prescription label that the pharmacist prints up when giving out that medication, when dispensing the medication, it would read 2 times a day. I think I said BID. If it said TID on the prescription that the provider wrote, then when the pharmacist is dispensing the medication to the patient, instead of TID, it would say 3 times a day on the label. Manufacturer's label information must include the brand, trade name, and generic name, the drug strength and route, the total quantity, the NDC number, and the lot number and expiration date. Again, this lot number is used to track in case there are any issues with that medication where they need to do a recall or track patients, etc. The manufacturers place their information on the medication bottle or the package insert, or like I said at CVS, the handout that they provide to the healthcare facilities and pharmacies, and then the healthcare facilities or pharmacies then create their information that they give out to the patients in form of the handout or a different type of insert. A controlled substance will have the schedule number on the label. So if it's controlled substance 2, it would say, for example, C, and then the Roman numeral 2. Here's a comprehension checkpoint for number 4. Which agency determines information required on the medication label? If you selected A for the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA is the agency that regulates the information required. Let's talk for a moment about over-the-counter medications. The FDA requires that over-the-counter, OTC is the abbreviation, medications require most of the same information as prescribed medications. The FDA has determined that if taken according to the directions on the label, the drug is safe for the general population, and consumers must read both prescription and over-the-counter labels to avoid drug interactions. So it is possible, even though drugs are given over-the-counter, that they can have drug interactions with each other, over-the-counter to over-the-counter, or with prescription medications to over-the-counter. So it's always important to note that. And medications that are kept as stock in the healthcare facility must also have the manufacturer's provided information label to allow safe administration to patients in the facility. So when you are working with medication and in your facility, in your doctor's office, your ambulatory care setting, you will have medications on hand typically in most offices, and you will be responsible for administering certain medications. Some of these medications are over-the-counter medications. Some of these medications are prescription medications. And in all of this, it is important that you have that information on hand and that you're doing the patient teaching prior to administering or dispensing that medication. Let me give you an example. So a patient comes in and they're having breathing issues, and you take the SpO2, which we'll learn about in class, and that patient's number is a 95. Therefore, the doctor orders a breathing treatment. So in that breathing treatment, the doctor is going to order a medication. So let's say Zopanex 0.63 to go in the nebulizer, and you would be the person that's performing your 3 med checks, that's doing your 7 rights with the patient, that is actually giving the patient the information about the medication that they will be receiving, as well as giving the patient teaching on the nebulizer machine itself, and then administering that breathing treatment. So as you can see, this is a big part of a medical assistant's job, and it's very important for you to learn, understand, know, and apply all of the different things that go along with the general pharmacology. And I don't know if you remember, but that was one of the things that several of the letters in your introduction letters from previous students stated, that medication is something that you are continually working with in your doctor's office, and patients are often asking about certain types of medication or needing patient education on certain types of medications, as well as there are incidences in the office where you will be dispensing medications. I hope you have a great week, and this gave you a lot of information on medication prescriptions and labels, and I look forward to seeing you in class. Thanks. Bye-bye.